and welcome to EllAstrology, and today I'm going to tell you why I think Leo is the warmest and the proudest sign out of all the signs in the zodiac. The sign Leo is represented by the symbol of the lion, and it is ruled by the sun. When you look at the symbolism of the sun, you can see how the sun is the biggest and the brightest solar body in our solar system. And just like how the sun is the biggest and the brightest, the same can be said for Leo and how they have this incredibly big, bright energy. A Leo usually stands out in a crowd because their energy is way stronger and way bigger than other people. So when you're around a Leo, you can really feel the influence that this person has over their environments. Leos love to be noticed, admired, and adored by other people, and they have this incredibly attractive personality that attracts people to them. If not their personality, it will be their physical appearance that is so incredibly alluring and so incredibly unique that people just automatically gravitate towards them. Leos usually have incredibly alluring physical features. It could be their hair, it could be their face, it could be their body. Whatever it may be, their physical features does capture the attention as well as hold the attention of many people. Now, the way that you incorporate the symbolism of the lion with the sign Leo is if you look at the lion, a lion is strong, a lion is powerful, a lion is proud, and just like the lion, this is what Leo is like. A lion is also incredibly protective, loyal, and providing towards their pride. However, they do expect admiration and loyalty and appreciation in return. The same can be said for Leo and how they are incredibly giving and incredibly protective over their family group and their friendship group. However, they do expect appreciation and loyalty in return for this. Usually Leos are very misunderstood people. A lot of people say that Leos are quite self-righteous and that they have these massive egos and that they're all self-centered. However, I do not always agree with that. It can seem that way a lot of the times. However, if you think that a Leo is selfish, self-righteous, and egotistical, it's mainly due to a lack of understanding of how this person actually functions. So like with all the zodiac signs, if you do not have an understanding of how that specific sign functions, you will have a very misinformed understanding of that specific person or that specific sign. That is where these stereotypes about the zodiac signs originate. A stereotype mainly exists due to a lack of understanding. Now, in a pride of lions, you usually get the alpha lion, and this lion is the one who goes out there and looks for food and basically fights and protects his entire pride. Now, the thing is, Leos can have this incredibly proud and this incredibly boastful personality. However, the reason they have this proud and boastful personality is because they know everything that they have had to do to go out there and provide for and care for the ones they're close to. Having all this awareness for everything they've had to do for those they love kind of makes them a little bit proud. Leos are entirely aware of the positive influences that they have in the lives of the people that they know. They're not blinded to their potential. They're not blinded to their strengths. They're completely aware of these strengths. So like I said, the reason they seem egotistical is because they're really doing so much to care about those that they love. They're putting themselves in danger. So like I said, the reason why Leos are super proud is because they are completely aware of the positive influence that they have in the lives of others. The sign that comes after Leo is Virgo, and Virgo represents a selfless service to others and to the world. So how it works in the zodiac is it starts with Aries and it ends with Pisces, and then each sign that comes after a specific sign is in essence a more evolved version of that sign. Now, in the instance of Leo, Leo is a sign that expects recognition, they expect praise, and they expect appreciation for everything that they've done. If they have done something for you, you better tell them that you appreciate it. You better tell them that you're grateful for it, or they will get incredibly upset and they'll get incredibly angry. On the other hand, their sister sign, Virgo, which is the sign that comes after Leo, represents selfless service to others and selfless service to humanity. So on the other hand, Virgos are the ones who will go out and do all these things for other people. They'll care for these people and provide for these people. However, they do not expect appreciation. They do not expect recognition and praise in return for all the things that they're doing for other people. Now, Leo needs to learn to evolve into this. That is why Virgo is the sign that comes after Leo, because Virgo has basically already learned to provide selfless service. Virgo has already learned that when you do something for somebody else, when you care for somebody else and you protect somebody else, it's not always necessary to receive all this praise and adoration and recognition for it, because then your intention for doing it is more of a self-righteous and a more selfish intention, because you're merely doing it so that you can receive attention. On the other hand, Virgos don't approach it this way. Virgos still do these things for people, but they do not expect the praise and the recognition. Now, Leos can learn a lot from Virgos in a sense where they need to learn that they aren't always going to receive all this adoration and all this love and appreciation for the things that they do. People aren't always going to recognize the good things that they do. People aren't always going to see everything that they've done for them. And the thing is, you can't get upset and angry and frustrated every single time people don't realize and notice what you've done. Because if you are going to get frustrated and angry, you're actually just going to burn yourself out and get frustrated, because unfortunately most people don't see what you do for them. And if you're going to place your happiness on this, if you're going to place your happiness on receiving this admiration for the things that you do, but you don't actually receive it, you're never actually going to be happy. So Leo will get incredibly frustrated if their hard work and their efforts go unrecognized, whereas on the other hand, Virgo is so used to their hard work and their efforts going unrecognized, and Virgo is even used to other people taking credit for what they've done. However, a Leo will never allow this. A Leo will not allow another person to take credit for their work. A Leo will always stand up for themselves. So like most of your fire signs, Leo love having attention placed onto them, and Leos love flattery. So if you want to be friends with a Leo, or you want to get on a Leo's good side, shower them in compliments. Tell them how incredible they are, how amazing the influence of having them in your life has been. When you do this, especially if they're having a bad day, you will have the Leo wrapped around your finger. Leos are in essence cats. And what do cats do when cats get adored, when cats get admired and cats get attention? They purr. And just like how a cat purrs when they get all this love and attention, so does a Leo. So the best way to get a Leo purring, the best way to get a Leo happy, is to just shower them with compliments and just tell them how incredible they are. Most Leo natives prefer to live the high life. So this basically means that they prefer to surround themselves with luxurious items and the most high quality items, food and experiences that money can buy. Leos love to feel like royalty, and due to this, they often prefer to purchase name brand items and name brand clothing, due to the actual status and the image that is associated with these name brands. If a brand is incredibly reputable, then Leo wants to be associated with it. Majority of your Leos are extroverted people. Leos love to socialize, they love to be out there, they love to mingle. Leo is the sign that actually rules over the 5th house, which is the house of fun. It is the house of romance. It's basically the house that represents things like parties and things that just represent a good time. Due to this, most of your Leos love having a good time. Most of your Leos love to mingle, they love to socialize. And it is actually very rare to find an introverted Leo. However, you do find introverted Leos, and when you find one, it basically means that This person grew up in a dynamic within their early childhood or their home life where they did not receive much appreciation. They did not receive much praise. There wasn't somebody in their life that was consistently encouraging them. There wasn't somebody in their life that was consistently building them up and telling them that they will do good, telling them that they will succeed. Introverted Leos are the Leos that likely grew up in dynamics, or they are in specific dynamics in their life right now where they aren't being appreciated, where they aren't being praised, and where all their efforts and their hard works and all their strengths are just being ignored and unrecognized. When a Leo does not receive positive feedback for what they give out, then they will basically just draw themselves back inside themselves and become introverted, and they will not show this love, they will not show this warm side to themselves, because introverted Leos, when they do show this warm side of themselves, they just receive nothing in return. And it's very, very important for a Leo to receive that appreciation in return. It has to be reciprocated. Reciprocation of love and affection is incredibly important to a Leo. If Leo feels that they're not appreciated and they're not loved within their friendship group or within their home environment or even their workplace, they become bitter, they become rude, they become mean, and they become sour. However, on the other hand, if you are treating the Leo well, then this is when you experience that warm, incredible person. To Leo, a natural way of interacting with people is through giving and receiving. So with Leos, they give a lot to other people. They put a lot of energy and focus in that interaction or in that relationship. Their natural way of reacting with people is through having this loving interaction where both parties appreciate each other, both parties admire each other. And when they do not experience this kind of interaction, they don't really know how to interact. It's a little bit awkward for them. Leos need to receive these over-the-top grand gestures from people to show them how incredible they are, or they will feel like they're not appreciated. Now, like I said, Leo is ruled by the sun, and the sign is incredibly warm. And to me, Leos usually feel like family. And I feel that the reason for this is because they're ruled by the sun and because they just have this incredibly warm energy. When you're in their presence, you don't really feel uncomfortable. You don't feel unsettled. You kind of feel safe and you feel nurtured and like you're going to be okay. Every time I'm around a Leo, this is how I feel. I feel like I'm protected and that I'm going to be okay. I feel like the Leos got me, if that makes sense. Leos do not take very well to insults because most of your Leos have worked incredibly hard for what they have, and they've worked incredibly hard for their achievements. Leos will not allow, and they also will not stand anybody insulting them or basically dragging their efforts through the mud and dragging their efforts down. Unlike any other sign in the zodiac, a Leo is the one sign that will stand up for themselves. Leo is the one sign that will call you out when you are being unfair. Now, just like how Leos have worked really hard for what they have, they've also worked really hard and put a lot of energy into the relationships that they have with their loved ones and with their friends. And a Leo will not allow anyone to come and insult or threaten anyone they care about. Just like how a lion will rage, a lion will literally roar and freak out if you come near its pride, if you threaten its pride. This is exactly how a Leo reacts. They will literally tear you apart if you insult or threaten anybody that they care about. If you want to see the most absolute scariest side to a Leo, insult somebody they love or threaten somebody they love. This angers them more than when they're not being recognized and when they're not being appreciated. This literally makes them see red and they go into this blind rage. Leo men can be very, very powerful, and they can be these very aggressive people because they are incredibly protective over their loved ones. And I've noticed a lot of the times Leo men like to put up a fight because, like a lion, they're ready to protect and they're ready to stand their ground. The best thing to do to a Leo is to just be nice to them. Like I said, shower them in compliments and just don't be rude, mean, or nasty to them. There's honestly no reason to be rude, mean, or nasty to a Leo unless you're jealous of them, unless you're jealous of how incredible they are, of how attractive they are, of how alluring they are, and just of how amazing they are. I can't really see why a person would dislike a Leo. I can't really see why a person would not like a Leo other than it's stemming from a place of jealousy. The reason I say this is because Leos literally have no harmful intentions. Leos literally have no bad intentions, and they only want to do good and be good. So if you have an issue with Leo, I'm sorry to say it, but you are most likely the issue. Always make sure that you listen to what a Leo has to say and that you respond to them. Leos can become quite dramatic when they feel like they're being ignored. If they feel like they're being ignored, they will kind of go out of their way to get your attention. They will likely do something very dramatic or something very outrageous just so that you can be like, what the hell? Okay, you've got my attention. With Leos, it's very, very simple. You're nice to them, they're nice to you, and it's a happy-go-lucky, amazing interaction. If you're rude to them, they're rude to you, and it's an unpleasant interaction. So at the end of the day, you're the one who chooses what the interaction is going to be like, not the Leo. Leos are literally some of the best friends that you can have in your entire life, because when you have a Leo as a friend, they will likely be your friend forever. Leos are very selective about who they actually give their energy to over who they give their care and protectiveness to. And if a Leo chooses to give that to you, you're pretty darn lucky. You can usually recognize a Leo by their hair. So usually the males as well as the females will have incredibly thick, beautiful, lustrous hair. Leo suns as well as Leo rising natives will generally have very, very attractive hair, and this is representative of the lion's mane. There obviously are Leos who don't always have thick, long hair. I've even seen some bald Leos. However, Leos will generally have quite a out there, eye-catching hairstyle. So they'll either have very, very thick, beautiful hair, or they'll have a very, very outlandish hairstyle that's just completely different to everyone else. Like, for example, they can dye their hair pink, blue, and red and put it in some crazy style, or they can even just shave all their hair off and go bald, for example. Leos like to make a statement with their hair and their hairstyle, and you can usually notice a Leo because this will be a person whose hairstyle or their hair situation is completely different from anyone else. It is said that to Leos, their hair is a representative of the power that they hold within themselves. So the longer and the thicker their hair, the more robust their level of inner power is. The shorter and the less thick their hair is, the less inner power they currently behold. It is said that a Leo can literally grow their hair out thicker and longer through literally just working on their sense of inner power. Losing a Leo sucks, and you will notice this when you actually experience this yourself. Having a Leo in your life, you will notice that they are so caring, they're so warm and generous towards you, that the moment you turn on them or the moment you hurt them and they leave your life, you will not have a person like this in your life anymore, and it will hurt you. You will feel the effect of this. That is why it's very important to keep your Leo around. Don't hurt your Leo, don't disappoint your Leo, and appreciate your Leo. When you hurt your Leo, they will stop showering you with all the love, all the presents, and all the protectiveness they have been showering you with, and you will feel empty afterwards. So I read in one of Linda Goodman's books to Leos, flattery is like what catnip is to cats. Leos actually make incredibly good bosses and they make incredibly good CEOs and leaders. The reason for this is because, like I said, how a lion looks after his pride and he protects his pride. Leos have a similar mentality where if they have a team and they have people that they need to look after or they have people working beneath them, they will protect those people. They'll look after those people and provide for them. I can definitely vouch for this because I've actually had 3 Leo bosses in my life. I think out of all my bosses I've ever had, my Leo bosses were actually the best bosses I've ever had. My Leo bosses were incredibly good at motivating me and rewarding me when I would work hard. I do believe that Leos have this ability to recognize the potential in other people. And when they recognize the potential in other people, they encourage this potential in other people. And that is why I feel that Leos make incredible leaders and incredible bosses. What's very interesting is that a lot of the kings in history were either Sagittarius or Leos. When it comes to love, Leos are very, very dedicated and loyal lovers. Leos will shower the person that they love. They'll shower the object of their affection with gifts, love, and compliments. They'll also have these massive grand gestures of affection, and Leo is one of the most loyal and faithful signs that you can find. The thing is, the way to get Leo to remain loyal and faithful to you within a relationship is to make them feel loved and appreciated in that relationship. If they're not going to feel loved and appreciated, they might start losing their connection that they have to you. Leo is a little bit of a jealous sign, and the reason for this is because Leos expect their partner or the person that they like to shower them with love, to shower them with affection. Leo does not like it when their partner gives another person affection, when their partner shows another person appreciation, because the Leo expects all that appreciation to go to them. So when they see that their partner is showing another person attention and not them, it really, really makes them jealous. It really, really makes them angry. But the reason they get jealous is mainly due to this, because they want all the attention for themselves. Leo is also the sign of showbiz. Like I said, Leo rules over the 5th house in astrology, which represents theater. It represents shows. It represents things like art, dance, music, being creative, creative energy, creative expression. The 5th house is literally the house of creative expression. This automatically means that majority of your Leos, or people who, for example, maybe have a Leo rising or a Leo moon, are incredibly creative people. Most of your Leos will have some kind of avenue of creative expression, whether it be fashion design, whether it be painting, art, whether it be music, whether it actually be like theater, singing, whatever the case may be. Majority of people with strong Leo influences will have some kind of mode of creative self-expression, and they will use this mode of creative self-expression to get a lot of attention placed onto them. Leos love to showcase and display their creations to the world, and they love to receive positive feedback for what they've created. When I think of Leo, I literally just think of a person standing in a stage, in a spotlight, and a crowd roaring, throwing roses at them, and just basically completely adoring and admiring them for the show that they put on. That is basically Leo energy. Leo is there to entertain. Leo is there to uplift the energy. Leo is there to make things better. Leo is there to make things more fun. They're there to make things more vibrant. They're there to make things more entertaining for us. And due to this, because they make life so much better for us, we need to appreciate them. We need to love them. These people are going out of their ways to make life more beautiful, more fun, and entertaining for us. They really, really need to be loved for this. Leo is basically the heart of creative energy. Leo is where all creative energy originates from. And then the last thing I just want to say is Leo is a sign that identifies your strengths. They identify the good in you and they encourage this in you. A Leo is the one person who will stand behind you and support you in whatever your endeavor is, and they will be there for you no matter what because they can see the potential in you. They can see how successful you can become. So whereas Virgo, for example, is a sign that likes to make you aware of your weaknesses so that you can improve on them, Virgo likes to point out your flaws so that you can work on them. Virgo uses awareness of weaknesses and awareness of your things such as your flaws to bring attention to it so that you can improve on it. Leo, on the other hand, is the sign that doesn't focus on your weaknesses. They don't focus on your flaws, but they actually focus on your strengths, and they encourage you to build on your strengths. Both signs have good intentions through what they do. However, both signs just approach things in a completely separate and different way. Okay, so this is my video on why I think Leo is the warmest and the proudest sign out of all the signs in the zodiac. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Check out my Patreon in the description to this video if you want to see my membership packages and become a Patreon of mine. Let me know in the comments if you have any Leo friends who show these qualities that I mentioned, or if you are a Leo yourself and what I said resonates with you. Also, just let me know if there's anything else you'd like to add to what I've said. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more astrology and spirituality videos. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.